Juliana, and my passion time project is, can I take iconic fairy tales and rewrite them to make them more realistic? So Rachel, my friend Rachel, she already made a video for Little Red Riding Hood, and I'll put a link to it below. And I'm going to read The Ugly Duckling. So here it is. I hope you like it. The Ugly Duckling, Realistically, by Rachel and Juliana. Once upon a time, in the year of 1982, there lived a woman who had 3 children. They were triplets, all born at the same time. After they were all born, the woman sadly passed away. The 3 children were put into the hands of their eldest aunt, a woman of 35 years that never married. She was very kind to the 3 children. That is, until they were 2 years of age. 2 of them, Emily and Lily, started growing curly locks of gold hair. They had fair, white skin that had no bumps, scratches, bruises, or birthmarks. They both had radiant blue eyes and a white smile. The other girl, Julie, was not the most pretty or beautiful. She had short, string-like red hair and brown eyes. Under her chin, she had a birthmark that looked like white paint splattered on her. Although being treated fairly for 2 years, the aunt started favoring the 2 blonde girls, buying them new clothing and treating them to all the new music. In 1992, Julie declared to herself that her life was terrible. It started when Julie was kicked out of her own bedroom and moved into the basement. When she angrily asked why that was done, her aunt responded, "Emily and Lily share a room while you get your own. So that they can both get their own rooms, Lily will get your room and you shall go to the basement," she said in a harsh tone. "That isn't fair, not one bit. No, no, no," yelled a 3-year-old Julie. "Of course it's fair, dumb child. Now you all get your own room. The basement is cold, small, and dark. I'm not sleeping there. Why can't Lily do it?" With that, the aunt crouched down until her nose was half an inch from Julie's. In a strict voice, she ended the argument by saying this: "Lily won't sleep down there. Your sisters both need natural light on their faces to keep them bright. You don't need it because your skin's already a hopeless case." With that, she strided out of the room. Kicked out of her own room, this was yet to come. At school, everyone loved her, calling her the female Freddy Krueger. Poor Julie didn't even know what that meant, due to her aunt never letting her go to the theater. She wasn't allowed out of the house either, unless it was to run an errand. "We can't afford anyone seeing you. They will tease you, which will lead to them teasing your sisters and I, which is frankly not fair to us." That was her aunt's response when she asked if she can go to the ice cream parlor with Emily, who was meeting up with a friend. The day Julie declared that her life was miserable, it was job day at her school. In their homeroom, the kids would announce what they wanted to be when they grew older. When the teacher asked Julie about it, her response made the whole class secretly laugh at her. "I want to be a model." The boys were covering their mouths with their fists to hide the snigger. The girls tried doing the same thing, but were doing worse. Quick laughs escaped their mouths during their desperate attempt to hide them. Even the teacher looked unsure that she heard the right thing. In that moment, Julie realized that she could do nothing. Everyone judged her because of her hideous face and not because of her heart. The only kid who was with second-hand clothing, Julie, gave up on all hopes of being treated correctly. With that, she lost any confidence she ever had. While her sisters enjoyed new cassettes with the most groovy songs, Julie was excited when she received a shirt with Hilary Duff on it, even though it had a huge stain red on her torso. Yeah, sure, both her sisters are gorgeous, but Julie was definitely kinder. But kind wasn't good enough. She needed to be pretty, something she was not. 6 years later, in the year of 1998, Emily, Lily, and Julie were all 16 years of age. Things haven't changed. Emily and Lily were always out with their many friends, while Julie wasn't allowed to go anywhere in a 5-mile range from the town she lived in without permission and assistance. Julie's hair eventually became wavy and gained volume, but that was about it. She was still mistreated and underrated. For this reason, she longed for an angel to pick her up and take her away from this inferno. What she didn't know, though, was that the angel had been watching her stroll down the street on that sunny Friday afternoon. The angel happened to be Anna Wintour, the editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine. The next day, while Julie was sitting in her bed in the basement, there was a knock on the door. While her aunt answered, she heard a woman's voice answer. "Hello and good afternoon. I am Anna Wintour, editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine. May I please speak to your daughters?" Julie's heart skipped a beat. Anna Wintour was a legend of fashion. What would she be doing in such a small town in California? Miss Wintour, what an honor. Would you like to come in? Have some iced tea? That would be lovely, but I must speak to your daughters. Oh, okay. They're actually my nieces, but I shall call them. Julie was thrilled. She couldn't wait to meet this wonderful lady. She was ready to walk upstairs when she heard this. Emily, Lily, come downstairs. I need you to meet someone, said her aunt in a calm tone. Julie sighed. How could she actually think that Anna Wintour, a fashion idol, would want to see such an ugly girl? She rushed back to her back and heard the two sisters stammer, telling Miss Wintour what an honor it was to meet her. She was so shocked to hear the next words come out of the woman's mouth that she almost fell off the bed. Do you girls have a sister? One with short red hair? I saw her yesterday. I would like to meet her. Julie felt the awkward silence after those words were said. She was almost sure her aunt would say that she didn't have another niece, but instead she just murmured, Oh, I forgot. Julie, come upstairs. Julie almost leaped up the stairs. She was wearing a huge white shirt which she wrapped a brown belt around and cut off the sleeves, making it look like a dress. A very weird 3-minute put-together dress, but still a dress. When she got upstairs, she expected a look of terror on Miss Wintour's face, but she saw a huge grin. Julie, nice to meet you. I'm Anna Wintour, editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine, she said, shaking Julie's head. Miss Wintour, it is such an honor. I love your work, especially the cover on last month's copy. The woman on the front looked great in that red dress. For me, her hair chopped it all off. Great work, said Julie, trying to be casual. Thank you for that. In fact, that is what I'm here to talk about. I'm looking for a model for next month's edition. I think I found her, said Anna with a grin. Julie, I found you beautiful, almost flawless. You are at the perfect age. Your body is beautiful. With a bit of makeup, we can make you look like an angel. Well, that is if you want to be Vogue's next cover model. Julie almost hugged the woman. She almost burst with happiness. Not only had she been called beautiful for the first time in her life, it was by Anna Wintour, a fashion idol and icon. Before she could gladly say yes, her aunt butted in. Miss Wintour, I think you had made a mistake. I think you should have my daughter Emily on the cover. She's a bit more slender, and in addition is blonde, which will make any dress look good on her, she said a bit desperately. I'm sorry, but I have made my decision, replied Miss Wintour simply. But, stammered the aunt. She was speechless. This girl, Julie, she's a beautiful. Her skin cracks, her eyes look like a dog's droppings, and her skin is covered in birthmarks. You don't want to see her as a model. You don't want her as a model. Because she is hideous, she spat out the last part. Julie knew that her aunt thought she was ugly, but her aunt was shoving her greatest dream away. But Julie wasn't okay with this. She then yelled, I'm doing it, no matter what you think. Her aunt was shocked at her words. With hesitation, she mumbled, Okay. With a few more words, Julie was hauled away back from her terrible life and into a fancy car with Anna Wintour. Many things happened after that, but to sum it up, on the July edition of Vogue 1998, the July edition of Vogue 1998, wearing a long white dress, Julie's red hair was wavy on the top of her shoulders. With a bit of makeup, Julie looked fabulous. No one knew that ugly girl with the stained skin and second-hand clothing was the fabulous, gorgeous young lady on the cover of Vogue. With that, Julie's career took off as a model. She was on magazines' cover everywhere. One day, she was in Japan, wearing a silk kimono with her hair in a tight bun. 3 weeks later, she was wearing fine denim shorts, a designer blouse, and a black leather bag in Italy. Looking back, the only thing keeping her from crying and whining all night about how ugly she was the dream of being a model. And right now, she was living that dream. The end. Thank you for listening to my story. I really enjoyed writing it. Bye.